I think the Pittsburgh Steelers might have had the best draft out of any team this year. And I'll tell you exactly why I think that in just a second. But super quick, massive shout out to Z Remake for once again suggesting the Steelers like a million times. Go drop them a sub, their link is in the description. And of course, if you want a shout out just like that one, just let me know what team to do next. And then of course, when I pick your comment, I'll give you a shout out, tell everyone to go sub to you. And of course, I'll do the team you want me to, so it's a win-win. But we very easily hit the sub goal in the last video, and we hit the one that would have been the goal for this video. Like 60 new subs from that last video alone, so welcome to all of you. Say what's up if you're new. But let's see if we can get to 3.5k. We might even already be at it by the time this video's up. And then when we hit 3.5k, I have a very special rebuild planned. It's gonna be a bit of a different style video. Still a rebuild, but I think y'all will enjoy it because I've been asked to do it quite a few times and I don't know why I still haven't, but I think y'all will enjoy it. And also, we've been doing very well with all the like goals lately. Let's see if we can get to 200 likes on this video. And if you listening right now like the video, we would easily hit like 2,000. So if you right now like the video, help a brother out, you know what I'm saying? We would easily hit the like goal and blow way past it. But that's enough plugging. I'm sorry I plugged so damn much. I'm really excited to talk about this Steelers team. So without further ado, let me tell you what I think about this team. So obviously, if you've seen my videos before, I've called a few teams like, oh, this team is my favorite draft. This team had my favorite draft. I think the Steelers are my final offer for this one was my favorite out of any draft. I really liked the Colts. I really liked the Browns. The Eagles still might be up there. The Giants. I'm sure there are some I'm forgetting. But the Steelers did really well. Obviously, with the first pick, not a very exciting pick to like a casual fan, but left tackle is like one of the 3 most important positions in the NFL. And in the first round, he was definitely solid value. I think left tackle was an underrated need for the Steelers. I mean, Dan Moore is fine, but he's not great by any means. And Broderick Jones has the potential to be great. We'll see what he can become here. I don't want to spend too much time talking about a lineman though. Most mock drafts had them taking Joey Porter in the middle of the first with their first pick, but they somehow managed to steal him at the beginning of the second or like into the first. I think it was the first pick in the second round. They managed to get the son of Steelers legend, Joey Porter. I mean, getting him there in general is amazing. Like, that would be great value if he didn't get picked to the Steelers, you know what I mean? But just the fact that that's his son too makes it even better. That might have been single-handedly maybe the best pick in the draft. Maybe that's a little bit of a reach, but just all that considered makes it amazing. Keanu Benton, I liked that pick a lot. You needed interior defensive line help for sure. Nick Herbig is a great third guy, and to be honest, I mean, over the past few years, Watt and Highsmith have been hurt at times, so he could step in this year. We'll see, at least as a rotational player. Oh yeah, and you got Darnell Washington in the 3rd round too. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I thought he was a little bit of an overrated player when he was getting mocked in like the 1st round. I was like, slow down a little bit. He's a good player. His movement ability in general is kind of like bad. Not his speed, but just, I guess you would define it as like his change of direction. Yeah, I have him as a 59 change of direction rating for Madden. He's just not very agile, I guess you would say. He turns really slow. He moves kind of sluggish, but he's also fast, so it's kind of confusing, but I don't know if he just has like stiff knees or some shit. Either way though, for the 3rd round, I think they got him in. That's great value. And they have a really nice tight end trio between him, Darnell Washington. I guess they use Zach Gentry more than Connor Hayward, but Connor Hayward I also like. And then just outside of the draft in general, I mean, there are a lot of players that you're kind of banking on developing this year. I mean, the main one is definitely Kenny Pickett. I'm gonna be honest, he's not that high of an upside guy, but he could end up being pretty decent this year. We'll see what happens. His stats were really bad that last year, but there were a lot of drops for interceptions. There were just a lot of weird plays. He was overall solid last year. It's why you can't look at stats, because you look at his stats and you would think he was the worst quarterback in the league, but he definitely wasn't. That's why people that just look at stats annoy me so much. And then you just have a few studs on this offense. I mean, Deontay Johnson, Najee Harris, Pat Freiermuth, James Daniels. I like him a lot. You picked up Isaac Seumalo this offseason. George Pickens could be a really good player. You traded for Allen Robinson. We'll see what you can get from him. And then on defense, you have one of the, I guess, almost like the third best interior defensive lineman in the NFL in Cam Hayward. He's definitely a stud. I liked the signing of Patrick Peterson a lot. Minka's obviously a stud, TJ Watt. I liked the signing of Cole Holcomb. I mean, I think this team did a really good job of getting really good value and filling needs at the same time through the draft. So this could definitely be a great season for them in real life, and it could be an amazing rebuild with all these good young players. Because honestly, thanks to their draft, we don't really have many holes anymore. Maybe another defensive lineman and an inside linebacker, and then we're probably good. Although I am pissed that Seattle let Tanner Muse go. He was really fucking good for like the last 3 games of the season. I'm still annoyed by that. So I wouldn't be surprised if he came in and looked decent for the Steelers here. But that's a lot of talking about this team, more than I expected. I've been talking a crazy amount about the teams heading into rebuilds lately. I just have a lot to say about them, but with that, let's actually get into rebuilding this team, the point of the video, and I'll see y'all at the midseason point of year number 1. Okay, so at the midseason point of year 1, we are sitting at 3-4. Not too bad. Honestly, I didn't think this team would do very well in Madden because it's not a great overall. These are my custom rosters. It's only a 78 overall. I think we have developed throughout the year. Let's see. Maybe up to an 80? Yeah, an 80 overall now. So it isn't the best, but it isn't the worst. I just am kind of predicting a lot of the potential breakouts to break out for this team. But hey, you never really know. But for re-signings, hopefully nothing too major. DeMonte Casey, who was pretty good last year. You know, honestly, there aren't that many like super important players here. I mean, Mason Rudolph is the most important player of the rebuild, but other than him, I mean, like, I don't know. I think for now with everybody here, I'm good, except Mason Rudolph, the GOAT, of course. Okay, he resigns, beautiful. But I mean, DeMonte Casey's good and all, but he's already 29, he's gonna be 30. I think he's probably 30 in real life, so he's just gonna regress. He's not gonna develop anywhere past a 78, so I think we're good there. So, boring mid-season of the first year, let's get to the end of year 1, and let's see how this team can finish. Alright, well, if you've seen one of my videos before, you know why we're here. I didn't expect this necessarily, but at the end of year number 1, here's a look at the team. I'm gonna plug again, I guess, because that's tradition whenever we're here. Be sure to drop a like, be sure to drop a sub. I know I plugged like probably 10 minutes ago, but I'd very much appreciate if you did both of those. They help the channel out a ton. I would very, very, very much appreciate it. And plus, it'll make you an OG of the channel. I wish I could speak. And also, again, if you skipped the intro or something, let me know what team to do next for a shout out, like the one at the beginning of this video. Hell, I'll even drop you a sub, you know what I mean? So it's a win-win-win. But here's a look at the defense at the end of year number 1. I wish I could have the rookies have hidden dev, because it would build a little more suspense, I guess, to what I gave them. I think there is a weird way where if you like switch their position and dev trait, like say I move Broderick Jones to right tackle and then gave him superstar, went out of that, and then I switched it back to star and moved him back to left tackle, it might switch it to hidden, but it takes way too long to do that, and it really doesn't matter. I could have, but I didn't. Also, Derek Watt shouldn't be here. I thought I cut him, but whatever. But at the end of year number 1, if you couldn't tell already, we made the playoffs going 10-7. I really didn't expect that from this team. I thought because it wasn't a great overall yet, I thought we would be close, but I thought we would be like 8-9 or something, or 7-10, not 10-7. We'll definitely take that though. But let's check out some of the season stats. Kenny Pickett. Normally he doesn't do very well for me, but here, 4,400 yards, 39 touchdowns, only 9 picks. The completion percentage wasn't great, but with everything else, you definitely take that. Najee Harris with 1,300 yards, 4.4 yards per carry, 14 touchdowns. George Pickens, I put him in the slot. He had 1,400 yards, 13 receiving touchdowns, 1,100 yards for Deontay Johnson, almost 1,000 for Allen Robinson too. Pat Freiermuth didn't do much here, 600 yards, 8 touchdowns. Overall, good receiving seasons though. I kind of do wish that those stats kind of went to Pat Freiermuth though, because I mean, this is probably Allen Robinson's last year here. Maybe. We'll see though. Ooh, goddamn. Okay, Broderick Jones was awful. 17 sacks allowed, literally 1 per game. Not great. Mason Cole was pretty terrible too. I feel like he's a fairly underrated center, but definitely not in Madden apparently. Chukwuma Okorafor was solid for Madden at least, and then the guards were pretty good, especially James Daniels. On defense, I see something crazy. We'll get to that in a second. Cole Holcomb with 129 tackles led the team, 18 for Cam Hayward. Tackles for loss, that is, not 18 tackles. 15 for Watt and Highsmith, and 12 for Keanu Benton as a rookie. And then sacks, holy shit. 17 for Alex Highsmith led the team. That's interesting. 16.5 for TJ Watt, 13.5 for Cam Hayward. God damn. Definitely our big three here on defense. And then interceptions, 3 for Tanner Muse. I didn't even really start him. Well, 700 snaps. I put him as like the number 2 sub linebacker. I guess that gave him like mostly starting snaps. 3 interceptions for him, like I said. 3 for Levi Wallace. Interesting. 2 for Joey Porter Jr. as a rookie and Patrick Peterson, and then 1 for a couple players. I feel like MVP always goes to a division rival whenever we're doing these rebuilds. Lamar Jackson wins MVP here. Okay, fair enough. Kenny Pickett at number 7 as, well, not a rookie anymore, but he's still listed as a rookie in the game because you can't put it a year ahead for whatever reason. I mean, you can, but not with custom rosters. George Pickens at number 9 for Offensive Player of the Year. It goes to Lamar Jackson, though. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Von Miller. TJ Watt at number 2. Alex Highsmith at 3. So unfortunately, we can't win that. Cam Hayward at 8. And then what? George Pickens wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Kenny Pickett at number 2. So Pickens and Pickett, top 2 Rookie of the Year, even though they're not rookies anymore. Actual Rookie of the Year goes to CJ Stroud. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Sauce Gardner, but actual Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Will Anderson. Joey Porter at number 5, which is technically number 2. We'll take that. So I'm surprised we did this well. Typically, the Steelers don't do super well in this game, at least year 1. I mean, they take a few years, but we'll definitely take that. We're not going to jump into these games yet, though. It's still year 1. Normally, years 3 and 4, I like to jump in, but let's see if we can take down the New England Patriots, who I didn't even really say anything about here. It looks like they had a pretty good offense. Not a great defense, but they had a good pass defense. But let's simulate the week and see if we can get a win. Oh, so apparently this team's goated. We beat the Patriots 41-0. Okay, I don't know about that, but fair enough, Madden. But in the divisional, we're going to be taking on the 12-5 Cincinnati Bengals. We don't deserve to win this game. They have 3 overall on us. Definitely the better record. But let's see if we can somehow get a win. Okay, no, we get destroyed in this game. 42-21. They double our score on us. Upgrade for George Pickens here up to an 80 overall already. I'm definitely happy with how this first year went. I did not expect that at all. In the Super Bowl, the Bengals do end up winning it over the Packers, 42-35. I mean, I called the Packers an underrated team heading into the year, which I caught flack for, surprisingly. I mean, they might not end up being super great because their defensive coordinator is terrible, but even if they do end up being pretty good, I don't think they're Super Bowl team good unless Jordan Love is like MVP caliber or something. But they do lose the Super Bowl here, 42-35, which, hey, if this was like last year or 2 years ago, sure. Those have been, well, definitely not last year, but like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I could definitely see it. But in terms of re-signings, here's what I was talking about with DeMonte Casey. Already down 3 overall, like that's a little extreme. I mean, players don't really regress at like just 30 years old unless they're a running back or something. If it's like a safety or something, I mean, we've seen players like Eric Weddle, Charles Woodson. He played safety for the Raiders at like 38 or something. Ed Reed still played fine when he was really old. Like, I don't know if safeties should regress that extreme at just 30, but whatever, Madden. If it's a running back, sure, but I don't know about that. But we're not going to bring anybody there back. I mean, I feel like Larry Ogunjobi's a fairly overrated player. I mean, I thought that back to his Browns days. I still think it. He's just meh. So we're good on everybody here. And let's get into free agency with a decent amount of money. I don't know what I'm going to do here, but I guess we could look for like a safety, linebacker, corner, defensive lineman, something. Unfortunately, there's like nobody good here. I could bring like Miles Jack or something back. I mean, he wasn't good here, but I could. You know, for some reason, I could see Jabril Peppers as a Steeler. Maybe that's a cursed thing to say because he was a Brown at one point, but I could see it for some reason. He's definitely an interesting player, definitely like a hitter for sure. Almost just like an overall upgraded version of Keanu Neal, who's on the roster right now, which maybe he has a career resurgence, but he won't here because he's already too old. But let's see if we can get Jabril Peppers. Now we are only tied for the lead. The Jags and Eagles are both very interested, but let's see if we can somehow get him. I honestly kind of doubt it, but we'll see. We do. Okay. So that's a pretty big addition. I mean, that's just one other position we won't have to worry about for the rest of the rebuild. I mean, he has superstar dev, is only 27, which isn't too bad for Madden. So not much going on in free agency as per usual, but definitely something to help the team. Here in the draft, we have the 25th overall pick. Of course, I was kind of hoping this team would do like pretty pretty poorly, so we could kind of build up the roster with a really high draft pick, but I'll definitely take doing well. I mean, it shows that this team can do well, and these playbooks at least showed to do well this first year. We'll see what happens in the future, but it seems like the Seahawks always have the number 1 overall pick. I mean, Madden just hates the Seahawks, I guess, but let's simulate to pick 25, and let's see what we can do here. So I was looking at a linebacker, but there really just aren't any good ones. I mean, this Greg Sharp guy, his coverage is terrible. I could also go with like a corner or something. Avery Dixon, he looks solid. Whoa, wait, I'm not gonna take this guy yet, but a slot? What? A 6'5", 234 slot with B deep route? He must be like tagged wrong or something. I've never seen a receiver like this. He just looks like a physical guy with good route running. We'll definitely have to look at him in the second round if he's there. I hope he's there. With our first pick though, I guess I'll go with a defensive lineman. I kind of like the look of Dante Witherspoon. Has a lot of B's across the board, good strength. He is pretty slow, but that's not too bad for 292 pounds. It's nothing crazy though. I just like that he has B power moves even though he's listed as a run stopper. All right, let's take him. Dante Witherspoon, he's 6'4", 292, 22 years old, left-handed just like me for real, out of Iowa. Let's take him. God damn it. Normal dev. Okay, but he has good acceleration, I guess. I don't know. That might have been a whiff. We'll see. Ooh, this guy is still available. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign, but it's definitely a sign. I mean, he looks almost too good to be true. Like, good route running, good ball carrier stats, good catch in traffic. His spin move isn't good, but who cares? I mean, he's 6'5", 234, 21 years old. He's not like insanely fast, but a 4.42 for someone who's 234 pounds is good. Really good vertical jump too. Is he gonna have normal dev? Probably, but let's take him. Okay, he has hidden dev. I don't know if he's gonna start day 1, but when Allen Robinson eventually regresses, we will get him playing time for sure. I definitely like that pick. Was it a need? No, but he seems like a really good player. Damn it, all the centers I wanted are gone. This guy looks decent though. Ooh, never mind. 24 bench reps at his pro day. I could probably find a corner with more than that. This guy doesn't look too bad. His finesse is terrible. This linebacker is probably not good, but I guess I'll take a chance. Chad Brewer, he's 6 foot 227, 21 years old, out of Louisville. He ran a 4.41. That's mostly why I'm interested. His ratings are pretty bad. He has like no run defense. I mean, it's all C's, obviously not great. And his coverage isn't amazing. It's a B, but that's not bad. Yeah, let's take him. Chad Brewer, hidden dev, 91 speed, good strength. I didn't even notice his strength rating. It must have been pretty good. I mean, it's decent, 75 for a player of his type. Could be a day 1 starter. We'll see. Okay, well, I think I just lost my draft clip because my fucking screen recorder is terrible, and sometimes it just sticks on a screen and just doesn't move. It'll record my audio, but it was stuck on like the first pick of the draft and didn't record anything else. It recorded my audio, like I said, but well, that fucking sucks. I mean, I'll have to check. Maybe it recorded it and it just did it afterwards. I don't know. But here's what we did in the draft with the first pick. Was not a great one at all. I feel lied to. He had B power moves. It's a 71? What kind of defensive ends were in this class? Okay, well now I see why I got baited. There were players with like D power moves. Was that like a 49 overall? What the fuck? Yeah, this dude looked good on paper, just none of his ratings are good. It just must have been a terrible defensive end class. I mean, he'll start, but will he be good? Probably not. Demontre McDougald is a very interesting player because he's a slot receiver, yet he's 6'5", 234, ran a 4.42 while most slot receivers in this game are pretty slow. And he had like B deep route, which is a 75. His medium route is bad, which I didn't know. I think it was listed as like a B to a D. It must have been a D. But yeah, he's essentially like a physical receiver with solid speed and good route running outside of medium, which is pretty nice. And then in the third round, not my greatest draft ever, but we got a 70 overall linebacker. He'll probably start too at middle linebacker, so it could end up being a good pick. We'll have to see. We'll just have to develop him. He had B zone coverage, which is only a 67. That's not great, but he has 91 speed. 75 strength isn't bad for his type of linebacker. I mean, he looks like a goddamn receiver pretty much, so that's not bad. Demontre McDougald probably won't start year one, but once Allen Robinson starts regressing a little more, we'll probably just slide him into where he was and develop him a little more. I did take this Mitchell Van Buren guy. He's not very good. And then the CPU took actually a decent receiver. Dave Wagner, 68 overall, 95 speed. Okay. Probably will never see the field, but we'll take it. Overall, not my best draft ever, but I think we got at least 2 day one starters. Maybe this is weird, but I'm going to be trading Allen Robinson to the Falcons for a 5th round pick. I know he was decent for us, but he's really expensive, and I didn't know that. I know the Steelers only ended up trading like a 7th round pick for him or something, but I feel like he probably upped his value here. I mean, he played well, almost 1,000 yards, decent amount of touchdowns, I can't remember how many. And the Falcons are very, very wide receiver needy, and it's not like a 5th round pick is anything crazy. And honestly, that's a team that could be just a few pieces away. I mean, a big piece in quarterback, but Desmond Ridder usually goes crazy here anyways, or whoever they have at QB, Taylor Heineke, Desmond Ridder, whoever. And I just want to get that receiver we drafted some playing time, so is it realistic? Maybe. But yeah, I just want to get that receiver some playing time and clear that cap space. Not that we really need cap space right now, but still. I'm almost wondering if I should put James Daniels at center, because he has center experience, and put like Kevin Dotson at right guard or something. Because I don't know, Mason Cole was pretty terrible last year. We'll see though. We'll probably just rock with it how it is. But here's a look at the team heading into year number 2 of the rebuild. I'm kind of surprised Kenny Pickett didn't get superstar dev. I really wish he would have won offensive rookie of the year over George Pickens. I mean, I'm still glad one of our players won it, but I would have rather had Pickett with superstar than Pickens. Either way though, really good first year. No changes really on offense except no more Allen Robinson. We have Demontre McDougald now. We'll see what he can do as a rookie. I'm not expecting anything crazy, but we'll find out. And then on defense, we did have a few changes. We added Jabril Peppers, Chad Brewer at linebacker like you saw, and then Witherspoon on the defensive line. So overall, I mean, definitely an improvement from year one. Alex Highsmith has superstar now, which is pretty nice. But yeah, we're definitely looking pretty good. So with that, let's get to the midseason point of year 2 and let's see how this team can do. All right, well, I guess we're going to be 3-4 at the midseason every year, because that's what we are in year number 2. Not as good as I was hoping for. I was hoping we would at least have a winning record, but it is what it is. The better overall team the better your team overall gets, the worse you seem to do in Madden for some reason. But let's check out some of the re-signings we have here. Ooh, well, it's not too bad. Alex Highsmith looks like the only major one, I hope. We'll offer him at least player-friendly, 5 years, 76 mil. Was very good last year. I'm sure he's terrible this year because that's how Madden works. Let's see if he re-signs. He does. Beautiful. And then Levi Wallace is already 28. We can find an upgrade there. Kevin Dotson's a backup. These are all just backups through here. So, I mean, yeah, Alex Highsmith was really the only player here. We haven't had to re-sign too big of players so far. I'm sure we will by the end of the rebuild, but that's all there really is for us to do here. So let's get to the end of year number 2, and hopefully we can make the playoffs, but I kind of doubt it. All right, well, at the end of year 2, we unfortunately finish only 7-10, missing the playoffs. This is what I thought we would be in year number 1, but we upgrade the team and we do worse. Makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Madden. Very cool. Kenny Pickett was still pretty good. 4,400 yards, 36 touchdowns, 10 picks. Literally, like, slightly downgraded everything. Mine had, like, slightly more yards, but almost identical season to last year. Najee Harris, little under 1,400 yards, 4.7 per carry, 7 touchdowns. Deontay Johnson with almost 1,300 yards, 7 touchdowns. Demontre McDougald as a rookie, just over 1,000 yards with 11 touchdowns. Could we go back-to-back offensive rookie of the years with receivers? Maybe. 850 yards for Pickens, 820 for Freiermuth, 9 touchdowns for him. Blocking was still not amazing. Broderick Jones, slightly better, I guess, but still 14 sacks allowed. 12 for Okorafor this year. We might have to replace him. Mason Cole was fine this year, 4 allowed. That's not great, though. And then Seumalo and Daniels were both still good. Tackles, 127 for Chad Brewer as a rookie, led the team. 113 for Holcomb. Tackles for loss. Ooh, I see something terrible. 26 for Hayward, 16 for Highsmith, 15 for Watt and Witherspoon. And then sacks, 13 for Watt, led the team. 9.5 for Hayward, 5.5 for Witherspoon. Only 5 for Highsmith, though. As soon as we pay him, I called it. I knew he was going to be terrible this year after leading the team in sacks last year. Makes a lot of sense. And then interceptions, we had 5 total. 1 from TJ Watt. It's not a great time when TJ Watt has 1/5 of your team's interceptions. Oh, that's a top 3 for sure. MVP goes to Joe Burrow, Bryce Young at 2, and Jacoby Brissett at number 3. All right, no Pickett up there. Offensive player of the year goes to Robert Woods. Okay. Tyler Boyd at number 3. What is this game, dude? I feel like year 1, it's never too crazy. And then when we get to year 2, like shit like this happens. It's great. Defensive player of the year goes to Myles Garrett. TJ Watt at number 6. Offensive rookie of the year does go to DeMontre McDougald. He definitely had a very nice year, so I'm happy he hit that, and our receiving core should be set for the rest of the rebuild. And then defensive rookie of the year goes to Victor Smart of the Texans. Witherspoon at 3. Brewer at 4. I'm surprised Brewer wasn't higher, but it is what it is. No other Steelers. Wait, why am I into best QB? Who cares? It goes to Joe Burrow, though, for whatever that's worth. But overall, disappointing year. At least we win Offensive Rookie of the Year, but this is about what I expected, to be honest. I'm realizing I'm probably going to have this rebuild out by like 10 p.m. Pacific. Oh, God, that'll be 1 in the morning Eastern. Oh, God. Because it's already almost 6 p.m. on the day that this is supposed to go up because I was busy yesterday. Is it worth uploading today? You know what? Last time I waited to upload a video, my next one after it got like 800 views, so I probably gotta upload it today anyways. But in the Super Bowl, the Jets take down the Buccaneers 28-21. Ugh. Imagine telling someone that's a possible Super Bowl like 5 years ago. Gross. DeMontre McDougald has 2 upgrades here though. Now up to a 77 overall, 79 with morale. Of course, superstar dev. Still terrible medium route running, but who cares? He's good at everything else. You know, I think if someone wins Offensive Rookie of the Year, they're going up past a 77 overall. That's why I don't really like the Madden development system, but it is what it is. But for re-signings here, we're not going to bring anybody back. I mean, it's just all backups. Marcus Golden down to a 63? Did they like pump regression up even harder? Because that, dude, I don't know about that. But either way, just a bunch of backups there. So let's get into free agency with 83 mil to work with. And hopefully there's some good players, because apparently we need some. Oh, and there are. In free agency, there really aren't as good of players as I was hoping for, at least at positions of need. Like, we wouldn't really go for Nick Bosa, even though Alex Highsmith wasn't great last year. I mean, we paid him a ton of money, and he was really good in the first year. If he had sucked both years and we didn't pay him, then for sure, but yeah, I don't know. There are actually a few players we're gonna go for, though. First one's gonna be Trayvon Diggs. I do get him a lot in rebuilds, but I guess I haven't for a few, so we'll bring him in. We do need like a number 1 corner, and he will be that. Has superstar dev, so maybe he'll hit like a 90, 92-ish by the end of the rebuild. Hopefully, if we do get him, of course. DJ Reader is another good defensive player we're going to go for. I guess we'll just slide Keanu Benton out to defensive end, and then Cam Hayward might retire pretty soon, so I guess when he does, we'll at least have a good defensive lineman. We're also going for 2 potential tackles, but we don't have the lead for either. The Commanders have the lead for Jedrick Wills, and the Jets have the lead for Ezra Cleveland. The plan would be for Jedrick Wills to play him at left tackle and then slide Broderick Jones to right, because I just trust Wills more at left. I don't know why some linemen play so bad in Madden rebuilds, or just Madden franchise in general, because yeah, Broderick Jones has been awful so far. If he played like that in real life, he would be probably off the team already, even though he was a first-round pick. But that's honestly how most rookie linemen play, or like just most linemen in general in this game, honestly. And then Ezra Cleveland, if we got him, we would probably play him at right tackle, I guess? Maybe. But I do like him at tackle more in real life. I don't love that the Vikings play him at guard, but it's not like they would play him at tackle. They have like the best tackle duo in the NFL outside of the Eagles, probably. I don't know. I just feel like he would be better at tackle, so if we do get him, we're going to play him there. But let's see if any of these 4 players sign with us. They all sign, and we don't get either of the tackles, but we do get DJ Reader and Trayvon Diggs, so big upgrades to the defense there. Hopefully we get more than 5 interceptions this year, especially with that much money invested into it. But do we really have another option at tackle? I mean, Mekhi Becton was there, but he plays terrible in this game. He went to the Lions, Jedrick Wills to the Commanders, Ezra Cleveland did go to the Jets, and then there aren't any good right tackles, so that was really all of our options there. I could have went very player player friendly, but A, it wouldn't have even gotten us the lead for Jedrick Wills, and B, I didn't want to pay him like 18 mil a year. And I did go very player friendly for Ezra Cleveland, and it still wasn't enough to get the lead. So it is what it is. Hopefully we can find a good lineman in the draft. But speaking of that, let's get to the draft. All right, here in the draft, we don't pick until number 12. I'm kind of surprised about that. I thought it was going to be top 10, like 9 or 10, but 12 is close enough. Was hoping for a higher pick, though. The Colts have the number 1 pick. They're going to take a QB or something, aren't they? Yeah, they do. Well, apparently Anthony Richardson didn't work out here, but I think I know what I want to do at number 12. There's really only one option, honestly. Oh my god. Wait, Matt Richards. He doesn't have any... Well, he has good pass block finesse, but bad run block finesse, which is a little confusing, but fair enough. 41 reps at the Combine. That was only second? Excuse me? I don't know who was higher, but I'm definitely intrigued. Either way, though, I don't want to look too much because I feel like I'm accidentally going to take someone else, like an idiot. But yeah, let's take Matt Richards. We're probably just going to move him over to right tackle, I guess. We'll see what his pass block rating is, but yeah, Matt Richards, he's 6'4", 334, 23 years old, another lefty, just like me for real, out of Florida. Let's take him. God damn it, dude. I feel like I'm having just terrible luck in this rebuild, but 93 strength is pretty good. I don't know if that's like, that doesn't seem high enough for over 40 reps, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, normal dev, of course, but wearing number 69, so big nice. I feel like I have such terrible luck drafting like first round linemen. I should just stick to like third and fourth round and that's it. Like, I don't know what was bad about this or that guy. Maybe he'll just be a really good overall. We'll see. But yeah, that wasn't a great pick. I'm just trying to make the rebuild more challenging, apparently. What can I say? Kenny Foreskin looks pretty good. Decent looking corner. His combine wasn't anything crazy, but it was pretty good. A awareness is, he has A awareness, but D play rec? Okay. Good press, good zone, solid man. Is he a need? Not really. Is he gonna have normal dev? Probably. Let's take him. Normal dev. We're getting so unlucky with these dev traits, dude. What the hell? Oh my god, I thought this dude's name was Juice Peters. I mean, Justice Peters is still good, but that would have been a crazy name. Why are all the linemen so terrible in this draft, or in this rebuild in general? I'm just gonna simulate the rest of this out and hope the CPU does better. I feel like I just get the unluckiest draft classes ever. This is like the highest overall player I've seen in quite some time in a rebuild, and we didn't even really have a chance to draft him. Not that we would even need him, but Cordell Parker at an 80 overall, I couldn't tell you the last time I've seen like a generational player. And then after him, it's just like 77 overalls, like not amazing players, but we actually did better than I expected. Oh, I have it sorted by overall, that confused me, but Matt Richards is actually decent at a 75 overall, obviously really good strength like we saw. But yeah, I was just hoping for a dev trait for him. We'll play either him or Broderick Jones at right tackle. We'll see. One of the two. Kenny Foreskin or Foreman, which is what his actual name is. I'm just immature. Not that good looking. The B zone coverage was only 74. So, not the best. He'll be a fine, like, fourth corner. Wait, who's this? Oh yeah, for some reason I thought I took this pick. Maybe I should just simulate all my drafts, apparently. Maybe I just suck or something. But Mitch Parks, 74 overall tight end. Not that we need tight end literally at all, but yeah, 74 overall. It's telling me the EA app needs to restart, so I gotta pick this up apparently. And then mid, fine pick. Brent Rollins, a lineman here, 73 overall pass blocker. Would he make sense at tackle? Not really at 6'3", but maybe. I could force it. We'll see. And then a 68 overall corner. That's not bad. The CPU low-key did pretty good. Sometimes it takes like a 64 overall third string quarterback in like the third round. Sometimes it takes good players. I guess it just depends. I probably should have shown me like signing him, but Taylor Decker was just sitting here in free agency at an 82 overall. That kind of solves our big problem with this team, honestly. But now I don't know what to do with Broderick Jones because I don't want to just bench him. We'll see what we do there. We'll see. All right, here's a look at the team heading into year number 3 of the rebuild. It's definitely interesting, we'll say that, especially the offensive offensive line. You're gonna have to work with me there. I did some really weird stuff. But yeah, no major changes for the offense outside of the offensive line. What I did is, obviously, we have Taylor Decker starting at left tackle now. Matt Richards is gonna be our starting right tackle, which maybe he would almost make more sense at guard because he is 334 pounds, only 6'4". But we are gonna try Broderick Jones at right guard because he has been so terrible at tackle. So playing right guard, the like least pass block intensive position on the offensive line, especially in Madden. Maybe that'll kind of bring those sack numbers to a minimum. We'll see. And then James Daniels, we're going to move over to center, has center experience, so that makes sense. Actually went up 2 overall at center. So all those moves overall made this offensive line a lot better. And I feel like it was fairly realistic. Normally I don't like to make these kind of huge shifts if they're not realistic, but I mean, like I said, James Daniels has center experience. Broderick Jones, I guess I could see play guard for sure. I actually don't know if he has guard experience ever. He might. And then a rookie switching sides, we see that happen. Is it usually very successful? Not really, because apparently it's kind of hard to play on the opposite side of where you're used to, but you would have to learn here at left tackle anyways, so we're fine with that. But overall, it's a very good group now. I mean, it's a very deep group too. I mean, we signed Will Hernandez, we still have Mason Cole, Kenyon Green, Dan Moore, Jesus, we have a full starting group as backups. I didn't even realize that. We'll definitely take it. And then on defense, obviously we added DJ Reader, we added Trayvon Diggs. Those are the only 2 changes here, but it's overall looking a lot better. I mean, it's developed a lot. Joey Porter already up to an 82, so we love to see that. But yeah, this is a very nice looking team already in just year 3. But with that, let's get to the midseason point of year 3, and let's see what we can do. Can't wait to be 2-5. Wow, we are just forever a lock to have 3 wins at the midseason. We're somehow 3-3 at the midseason with an 85 overall team. I guess the Eagles are too, to be fair, but I feel like that's not fair. I feel like we should be a better team by now. We should have a better record because we are a really good team. So I guess I wasn't too off with the 2-5 guess. I mean, we were within 1 win of that. It is what it is, though. I mean, nothing I can really do about the simulation unless I want to like force games where we have the better overall team, which I guess I could do. I've considered like doing that before. Obviously, I would like say something about it. I wouldn't just sneakily do it, but it would just be really time consuming, honestly. And it would feel a little weird because there are upsets in real life, but still, it is what it is, man. But for re-signings, ooh, we have some big ones. Pat Freiermuth, he hasn't been like amazing or anything, but he's been good. 4 years, 46 mil. If he takes it, sure. The length is bringing this offer way down. Well, your mother doesn't complain about my length, so I don't know what to tell you. But I guess I can up it. At least it's not more money. I mean, we're only going to be here for like 1 more year anyways. James Daniels, I do want back. We'll try 4 years, 54.4 mil. He takes it. Cool. Deontay Johnson is more expensive. Well, that's not too expensive. It would have to be very player friendly though, probably because he's not interested for some reason. So it would be 6 years, 105 mil. I need a bigger offer to overcome this team not being a fit for me. I mean, he's produced pretty well here. Worst case scenario, I mean, we have our wide receivers 2 and 3. We could find a new wide receiver 1 though. I mean, because if we're gonna have to pay him more than that might not be worth it. Cam Hayward is gonna probably retire at the end of the year and regress at the very least, so we won't have to pay him 20 mil, plus he's not even interested right now. Cole Holcomb, we could upgrade there. We'll see. Overall, these are upgradable players. Isaac Seumalo's been good. He's really cheap. What the hell? 2 years, 8.8 mil. He resigns. Beautiful. And then it's just a lot of backups here. We do have Taylor Decker. We might want to re-sign him depending on how he does. But yeah, not an ideal start to our re-signing period, but we'll see if we can do a little better at the end of the year. But with that, speaking of the end of the year, let's simulate there and hopefully we can finish strong, although I kind of doubt it. Okay, well, not a great start to the rebuild, admittedly. We're 8-5 here. Hold on, I want to check something. We're 8-5. We're an 85 overall. That's where I got 8-5 from. We're 8-9 at the end of year 3. I'm tired as shit, if you couldn't tell. But like I said, I want to check something. Ooh, TJ Watt up to a 99. Let's go. Like, I feel like I'm doing my part pretty well, to be fair. This team is pretty damn nice. Already up to an 87. But this is what I wanted to check. Also, I realized I didn't make Mikey McDingle, but it's another Mike. Who cares? Mike Tomlin, close enough. This is what I wanted to check, though. Where does an 87 put us in the league. The Rams signed Tua. Oh God, that's interesting. An 87 overall puts us number 2. Okay, the number 2 overall ranked team in the NFL. I thought we were going to be the best, but tell me how the second best team in the NFL misses the playoffs. Yet we make them when we have like a 78 overall team. I know other teams have developed too, but we're the second best. Back then we were probably like the 20th best or something. Unfortunately, my complaining doesn't matter. It won't make the game better. Kenny Pickett was awful. Oh my God. I mean, for real life, that's not an awful season, but for Madden, especially compared to what he has been doing, that's pretty bad. 4,100 yards, 27 touchdowns, 10 picks, 63% completion percentage. So, I mean, he's been getting worse every year, even though the team around him has been getting better and his overall has been getting better, so I don't understand that, but whatever. Almost 1,400 yards for Najee Harris, 4.5 per carry, 19 touchdowns, 1,300 yards and 14 touchdowns for George Pickett, 1,100 yards for Deontay Johnson, and then Demontre McDougal did nothing, pretty much. Pat Freiermuth did nothing. Okay. Taylor Decker wasn't amazing, but better than Broderick Jones was doing, so that's an upgrade. Same with Matt Richards. He was better than Chukwuma Okorafor was last year. Broderick Jones at guard wasn't great. Honestly, nobody on our offensive line did super well. Cole Holcomb led the team in tackles with 129, 121 for Brewer, tackles for loss, 17 for Highsmith, 14 for Hayward, 13 for Reeder, 12 for Watt, and 10 for Brewer. A lot of tackles for loss. And then sacks, 16.5 for Watt led the team. Decent amount for sure by his standards. Normally he gets more, in real life even, but we'll take it here. At least it's better than the 5 that he could be getting, and I'm surprised he's not getting. 8.5 for Hayward, 8 for Highsmith, slightly better than last year. 6.5 for Reeder. And then interceptions, 3 for Brewer and Peterson, 2 for Diggs and Porter, and then 1 for a few players. What was the problem? It looks like our offense was the problem this year. Yeah, 18th in offense, 11th in defense. So we're not even consistently bad. We're like 1 year, I mean, that's typically the case with Madden. 1 year the offense will be bad, and then the defense will be great, and then the next year the offense will be great, and then the defense will be terrible. It just doesn't really make sense. I mean, that makes sense in real life if things like majorly change, but they didn't here, so I don't get it. But oh my God, what is this top 5, dude? Jameis Winston wins MVP on the 14-3 Vikings. Deshaun Watson at number 2. Dak Prescott of the 4-13 Cowboys at number 3. Russell Wilson at number 4. And Manuel Reverton, new Packers QB at number 5. Oh my God, I love this game. It's great. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Jonathan Taylor. When will the pain end? George Pickens at 8, Harris at 9. Will Anderson wins Defensive Player of the Year. Fair enough. Watt at number 4. Highsmith at 10. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Darren Howard of the Colts, their number 1 overall pick. I think number 2 has the exact same face. No Steelers. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Jason Burrell, I don't know, of the Jaguars. No Steelers. This is definitely the game of all time. I love a Jameis Winston, Bill Cosby, Dak Prescott top 3 for MVP. That's great. That's cool. I mean, maybe Deshaun Watson regains form, but I don't know about the other two. Oh, hold on. There's no way Aaron Rodgers is still around, right? Because that could be a rematch Super Bowl. That's actually kind of fire. Also, Zach Wilson with 4 years experience, Aaron Rodgers with 20. Let's go. Funny number. But we have the Super Bowl rematch, not rematch, but revenge game for Aaron Rodgers as he wins it on the Jets over his former team, obviously the Packers. That's like one of the best Super Bowl. I mean, I hate the Jets, to be fair. 95% of their fans are like the most toxic sports fans, but that would be kind of a fun one, I'm not gonna lie. I don't hate all Jets fans, to be fair, but like a good amount of them are some terrible people. But then for re-signings, this is gonna be tough. This is the tough part. So we offered Pat Freiermuth that deal, 4 years, 46 mil. He just wanted more years, I think he said, so 5 years, 57.5. Let's see if he takes it. He does. Okay, cool. To be fair, we probably could have gotten away with letting him go because we do have 2 good tight ends behind him, but we might as well re-sign him. I mean, we have a crazy amount of money, so again, might as well. Deontay Johnson, though, this is kind of a thing where it gets tricky because Steelers fans might be mad if I let him go. I think he has the possibility to be like a top 5 NFL receiver, at least top 10. It's just if he fixes his drop issues, because he has one of the craziest like releases I've ever seen. Amazing route running, just pretty bad hands. But here, I mean, he hasn't turned into anything crazy. He's almost 30 and he's wanting a lot of money and didn't even re-sign for like $1 max offer. And then everybody else here, I mean, Cole Holcomb, he's been fine. He's played fine, but he's not a very high overall. And then it's just kind of a lot of backups here. We do have Taylor Decker, but honestly, he was fine. Not great though. And I feel like once he gets paid, he's gonna play worse maybe. But I mean, it's not like we really have another option on the roster right now. So we'll see if he takes this 2 years, 26.6 mil. And he does. Okay, that's a fine enough deal. So we're gonna have some money to work with in free agency, over 100 mil. Hopefully there's some good players, because I feel like spending all of this money. Okay, so we're gonna be going for a pretty crazy free agent group. It's gonna be Jalen Waddle, who I guess is gonna be the Deontay Johnson replacement. They're not really the same player at all, but I guess we don't really have a deep threat at all. So this is gonna be our just like pure deep threat. 92 overall. We'll see if we can get him. We are only tied for the lead with the Jags, even though we went very player friendly and even upped it from there. We'll see if we can get him. I don't know how I feel about this move, honestly. We're gonna go for Chidobe Awuzie and Tyson Campbell. The main one I want is Tyson Campbell, but the Bears are also really interested, so I'm worried we won't get him. But if we do, then we're also gonna have Chidobe Awuzie. Maybe I shouldn't do that, but now that I'm not going for Chidobe Awuzie, we won't get Tyson Campbell. It's just like, I want one of them, but if we get both, we're gonna have Joey Porter as the 4, and I want him to play, obviously. And that could free us up to go with a tackle. Christian Darrisaw allowed 4 sacks last year, and that's it. Rashawn Slater only allowed 6. This kind of makes us re-signing Taylor Decker kind of weird, because now I don't know what to do with him. But, I mean, if we can upgrade, we can upgrade. We have the money, we might as well. I mean, it's not like we're going to do anything else with this money, so we're replacing Chidobe Awuzie with Christian Darrisaw. And then Daron Payne we're also going to be going for, but the Jags and Chargers are both also very interested. And we do have the lead for Matt Milano. It looks like the Bears are trying to get everybody here, and the Jags. But let's see if any of these players sign. Oh wait, yeah, we're also going for, did I already say Matt Milano? Holy shit, I might have. I think I just did like 2 seconds ago, and that's going to make me sound like insane, but I might have said his name, but in my mind, me saying his name like just didn't register. I don't know why. I've gotten him in like every single rebuild lately, but we need a middle linebacker, and I'd rather go with him than pay over 20 mil a year for JOK. It's acting like he's an edge rusher. I don't know why. But let's see if any of these players sign. Everybody except Christian Darrisaw does sign, and we don't get Jalen Waddle. Ooh. We do get Tyson Campbell, we get Daron Payne, and we get Matt Milano, but we don't get the 2 big players we were going for. That's kind of terrible, because now I don't know what we're gonna do. I maybe have an idea though, we'll see. Here we're gonna be doing a division rival trade, which may be unrealistic, but we're gonna be getting T. Higgins. Now look, I like T. Higgins a lot. I think he's decently overrated right now though. There are people that consider him a borderline top 10 receiver. I do not. I think he will be someday, but not yet. But here at an 89 overall, he's a very good player, and there are obviously trade rumors of him in real life because they don't know if they're going to be able to pay him, because they're also going to have to pay Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow. They're already paying Tyler Boyd, which you don't really worry about Tyler Boyd if we're talking about T. Higgins, but still they are paying him right now. Like, there are other things they have to worry about on that team. It only processed in my mind that this is interdivision after the trade, but it's Madden, who cares? So no more first round pick for us, but I don't know what we would have done with that pick anyways, so I think that works out. I want to do something else with this money that we have left over, but like, I guess we could go Eric Armstead. I mean, that's going to eat up a little bit of it, but not much. And bringing Javon Hargrave back to the Steelers could be kind of fun. I almost forgot he was even there. I don't know why. I just think of him as an Eagle now, even though he's not on the Eagles anymore. All right, we're just going with a few money-burning moves here. Christian Darrisaw, we obviously want him. I'm kind of worried, though. I might even up it more. We'll go 5, or wait, no, that was only player-friendly. We want to go very player-friendly. We'll go 6 years, 12 mil salary, 10 mil bonus. So 6 years, 132 mil. It looks like that might bump it up to 5. No, it's still only 4. It showed like dark green. I thought that means it goes up to 5. I don't know. Either way, it's going to be Christian Darrisaw, Devin Singletary to be our second running back, Eric Armstead like you saw, and Elijah Moore. We don't have the lead for him though, so we'll see if we can get him. We're only tied for these two, and to be honest with you, I'm not fully confident that we get Christian Darrisaw, because if he was interested, he probably would have signed that first week, but we'll see. Let's see if any of these players sign. They all sign, and we do get Christian Darrisaw. Okay, cool. And we get Eric Armstead, but we don't get the other 2 players we offered for. for. Ooh, that would be fun. Okay, final 2 players. No, wait, I lied. I want one more. Might as well. Final 3 players here are going to be Elijah Mitchell, second running back, Avonte Maddox, fourth corner, and Chase Claypool. People are going to have to put in some hours to make that jersey swap, you know what I'm saying? Going to be a grueling task. Obviously rejoining Pittsburgh here after like 3 years, 4 years, I guess it would be. 3? I don't know math. That's a lie. Math was the only thing I was good at. But either way, these are the 3 players we're going for. Let's see if we can get either of the 3. We don't necessarily get Claypool or Maddox, but they do sign. Let's see if we get them. We get Maddox and we do get Claypool. Okay, cool. And then we still have the lead for Mitchell. We're not going to be able to simulate it because it's been 3, but who cares? We'll just simulate to the draft. So let's get there and maybe we can make some moves, but honestly, the roster is already kind of good. All right, I am going to try a different offensive playbook because the one we have been using hasn't really been working. I mean, it was good year 1, but the last 2 years it's been pretty bad. So we're going to try Tampa Bay. I used to use it all the time because it used to be absolutely just cheesy, but honestly, lately it hasn't been as good for me, so I haven't been using it. But someone in the comments suggested it, so I'm like, okay, we'll try it again. If it doesn't work, I'm blaming the person in the comments who suggested it. No, I'm kidding, but like a little bit, partially. I know it used to be really good, but we'll see if it still is. I'm not sure, but this is the offense before the draft. I'll get the line all figured out and everything. George Pickens went up to X Factor, which is kind of crazy. He's been a stud here. I do think he'll be a stud in real life. He was borderline my wide receiver 1. Not my wide receiver 1, but like close-ish in the 2022 class. So if he ends up being really good, I guess I was right. You know what I'm saying? And then it looks like Minka went up to Superstar, which is nice. I got to move, or X Factor, which is nice. I got to move Matt Milano to middle linebacker. Not going to have him coming off the edge. He ain't no Lorenzo Alexander out here, which shout out to him. He was such an underrated player, like such a weird late career breakout, but he was actually like pretty damn good. Oh, I also have to move the defensive tackles outside. Our overall is going to go way up. Oh, Deron Payne drops a lot to defensive end. I hope Armstead doesn't. Bruh, he drops like 2 overall too. He mostly plays defensive end in real life. Well, either way, this is maybe the most disgusting defense I've ever had. It's literally like all Pro Bowlers pretty much. And then the offense isn't too far behind. It's really held down by Kenny Pickett's overall, but he's played well outside of last year. This is a really good team. And let's try to make it even better through the draft. Okay, so here in the draft, obviously no first round pick. We don't pick until the middle of the second round, so let's just simulate straight there. I'm not gonna like trade up or anything. There goes a player I was maybe thinking about, but what do we want to do with our first pick? Because I'm half tempted to just simulate the entire draft. I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea what I want to do. Some of the defensive tackles look good. Not that we need defensive tackle literally at all, but I mean, this guy's fast, but he's not super strong. I almost feel like another offensive, dude, we have so many offensive linemen, but really, I don't know what else we need. Tremont Riddick, or Tremont, I don't know how you say that name. Tremont, same difference. We could also go with the receiver, but should we just do what the Rams do and trade all of our picks away? I mean, I could look for like maybe an even better middle linebacker or something. That might lose a little of the realism, but at the same time, I mean, that's what the Rams did to win a Super Bowl, so it wouldn't be like that unrealistic. You know what? Let's do it. I'm gonna trade this pick away and simulate the rest of the draft out. Hate me if you want. I don't care. I don't know what to do with this pick, and I want a linebacker. Okay, you know what? I might have lied. We can't really afford any of the top linebackers. We just don't have the cap space. I mean, most of them are over 10 mil per year, and we have 10 mil per year, so we cannot afford that. I guess we'll just go with like the millionth offensive lineman of the rebuild in Tremont Riddick. I already read everything off for him, I guess. 6'5", 330, 21 years old, left-handed, just like me for real. There's so many left-handed players in these drafts out of USC. His ratings look pretty good. His finesse is bad though, and he doesn't have the best strength. This guy probably isn't good actually. Alex Boss, he's also not very strong. Bad power though, and we have a power scheme, so I think the other guy might be better. Yeah, let's go Tremont Riddick. It is what it is. He'll probably be bad. He has hidden at the very least, but we'll see what his overall is. Okay, I guess I completely lied. That guy is really good and possibly the best player we've taken in this rebuild. Tremont Riddick, only 21 years old, of course. offense. Hidden dev in a 76 overall. Has insane impact and lead block. His finesse isn't great, but 69 pass block finesse. Nice. Good strength. Better than I thought it would be. A little bit better than I thought it would be, at least. He's a good player. I don't even know if he's going to start, but he does look good. And then the CPU did all right. 72 overall safety. He does only have normal dev. A 70 overall running back. He also has normal, but he looks like a decent player. Not that we need another power back, but I guess he'll be just a good backup for Najee, I guess. I don't know why they took 3 safeties, but whatever. Fair enough, Madden. So overall, good draft considering we literally didn't even really need anything. We'll take it. All right, here is a team heading into the 4th and final year of the rebuild. We're looking very, very good, honestly. 87 overall team, 87 offense, 88 defense. I mean, we can call it an 88 if we want to, close enough. 87.5 overall. It's honestly, I'm surprised it's not even higher. I mean, this looks on paper like one of the best teams I've ever built. I guess we're kind of lacking for like middle linebacker, and obviously Kenny Pickett isn't a great overall, but he's played like a stud, at least the first 2 years. Last year would be good for real life, but for Madden, that's pretty not amazing. No major change. Well, no, I guess there is one major change. A few major changes actually on offense. I completely lied. The first one I was going to say is Tremont Riddick at left guard. We are going to start him over Isaac Seumalo, who was really good year one, but has been getting progressively worse each year, so we are going to bench him. Start the younger guy. We added Christian Darrisaw in the offseason, obviously, and then traded a first-round pick for T. Higgins, so that makes this a nasty wide receiver group. And then on defense, we also obviously made some moves. Deron Payne, Eric Armstead, Tyson Campbell, Matt Milano are all the starters we added. Even added Avonte Maddox. So, I mean, this is a really, really good team, and I'm really excited to see how we can do in year number 4. So with that, let's get to the end of the season, and hopefully, I kind of doubt it a little bit, but hopefully we can do well. We don't have the luck of Mikey McDingle carrying the team because I'm stupid and forgot to create him, but again, we have another Mike, so close enough. All right, well, here is a look at the team at the end of the 4th and final year, and if you haven't already, be sure to drop a like, be sure to drop a sub. Again, 3,500 subs, we're only 30 away at the time of recording this, and 200 likes, and y'all will get a special rebuild, one that I've never done before. I know I say special rebuild a lot, that's just because I've been doing like somewhat special ones just with all the rookies and stuff, but this one's gonna be like different, and I think y'all will like it because again, I've been suggested to do it a lot. I'm sure you might be able to guess what it is, but it would be a very fun one. And of course, let me know what team to do next for a shout out whenever I decide to do the team you suggest me to do. But this is a look at the team at the end of year 4. We have T. Higgins up to a 93 with morale, Pickens up to a 90 with morale, Pickett up to an 83 with morale. I mean, overall, the team is looking very good. I'm just curious, where does Pickett rank in the NFL? He's number 20. I feel like he should develop higher than that. That's another problem I have with the development system. Like, he's been playing better than the 20th overall QB in the league. I don't know about all that, but fair enough. And then here's a look at the defense. Also looking very nice. I don't know how our defense regressed in terms of overall, but we're only an 87 now. Wasn't our defense an 88 or was our offense an 88? Either way, it should have gone up, not down, or stayed the same. So I don't know. It is what it is, though. But if you couldn't tell from all the morale and surprising positivity from me, in year number 4, we missed the playoffs. No, I'm kidding. We made them going 13-4. Our best season so far by quite a bit. I mean, the 2 middle seasons were bad. The first one was good when it shouldn't have really been because we didn't have that good of a team. But let's check out some of the season stats for year 4. Kenny Pickett. Okay, the Bucs offense is still very good. I might have to use it more. And wait, it has rushing now? What? Okay, I don't know. Either way, Kenny Pickett with 5,000 yards, 42 touchdowns, only 8 picks, really good completion percentage. Borderline MVP season, will probably be top 5. Najee Harris with 1,500 yards, 5.7 per carry, 24 touchdowns. The only thing I didn't like about the Bucs offense is if we had a good running back, they didn't get used, but now they do, which may be realistic. They're probably not going to pass too much in real life with like Baker Mayfield at QB, but to be fair, they don't really have a proven running back either, so we'll see what happens. Receiving 1,400 yards for T. Higgins, 10 touchdowns. He was a beast. 1,200 yards and 9 touchdowns for Pickens. Did I say Higgins? Or God, that's confusing too. Now we have Pickett, Pickens, and Higgins. Oh, this is a great team. And then we also had Derek Watt and TJ Watt. We almost traded for Tremaine Edmonds after this team had Terrell Edmonds for the last few years. They don't anymore. And then we had Nate Herbig, and we have Nick Herbig. Or did I say that wrong? Do we have the other one? We have Nick Herbig now, and we had Nate Herbig at the beginning of the rebuild. So this is the most confusing team ever. The Jets are also up there in contention for confusing names with all the Brees and Bryce Halls and Bryce Huff and all that. But God, this Steelers one is next level confusing. Blocking, the offensive line held up really well this year. Riddick and Daniels weren't great. Darisaw wasn't great. But overall, considering what it could have been, Broderick Jones was pretty bad once again. Considering what it could have been, we'll take that. Even though we have a ton of money invested into it and it should be a lot better. Matt Milano led the team in tackles with 119, Brewer with 110, tackles for loss 19 for Watt, 17 for Payne, 16 for Highsmith, 13 for Reeder, and 10 for Brewer. And then sacks, 19.5 for TJ Watt, led the team, 17.5 for Highsmith, 8 for Payne, 6.5 for Reeder, 5 for Armstead. Ooh, interceptions. We only had 6 total, with Trayvon Diggs, Minka Fitzpatrick, both on the defense, and many other good players. That makes sense. Thank you, Madden. Very cool. I'm surprised this team went 13-4. If we didn't have a few key players, this team would have been pretty terrible, I think. MVP, of course, goes to Lamar Jackson because of course, he'll do well when we're the Steelers. Kenny Pickett at number 4. I was right about him being top 5. Sam Howell up there. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Lamar. Najee at number 3. Kenny Pickett at 10. TJ Watt wins Defensive Player of the Year. His first one here. Highsmith at 5. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Kendall Billingsley of the Colts. No Steelers. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Dean Morgan of the Raiders. But speaking of the Raiders, we're going to have our first game where we jump in. It's going to be against the 10-7 but 86 overall Raiders. I mean, they're not a bad team overall at all. They have a 91 overall offense. We do have an 88 overall team. I know it only says 86 there, but that's because I spent upgrades and it doesn't upgrade this screen. Only when you go to the roster. But it's going to be a playoff blizzard here. So I don't know if that's good or bad for us. Obviously, like, minus all running abilities for both teams. I don't know who that really hurts worse, but let's jump in here and hopefully we can take down the Raiders. That's Tom Brady. That's real as fuck, bro. That's the new GOAT right there. I think I need to restart my game. It's frozen. All right, well, here we go in the wild card against the Raiders. Will we win this game? I don't know. I hope we can, but we'll see what happens. Let's simulate this game out and hopefully we can get a win. Not much scoring here. We do go up early 7-0, but the Raiders tie it. We take the lead 14-7, but they tie it up at 14. The Raiders do take the lead in the third quarter, but we tied up. They take the lead back, and they're up by 2 scores. We only kick a field goal. They kick another field goal. We're down by a touchdown in the fourth quarter, and we lose in the wild card to the Raiders. Madden simulation is so terrible. I hate it so much. That's honestly a really tough way to go out, but either way, we built a really good team, and that's all I can really do. I can't make up for Madden sim being dog shit. Like, I can't do anything there, but we have an 88 overall team. I mean, it honestly looks even better than that. TJ Watt up to a 99, even after regressing a little bit with morale. So I don't know. I feel like I did my part. This is a really nice looking team. But of course, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to drop a like, be sure to drop a sub. Again, 200 likes, 3,500 subs, and I'll have a very special rebuild out on Thursday. I'll try to put some good editing into that. But again, thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, even though, again, Madden Sim kind of screws us over. And with that, I'll see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.